We turn now to a historic racial reckoning that's happening in Mississippi. In June, lawmakers in that state voted to take down their 126-year-old state flag, the last in the country to include the Confederate battle emblem. This week, a committee chose a new design, and we see it right here. 20 white stars ringing a white magnolia flower with the words, "In God We Trust." Voters will decide in November whether to approve it. And tonight, we have the honor to bring in Jackson, Mississippi Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba, who was part of the movement to bring down the old flag. Mayor, thanks so much for being with me.
Thank you for having me, Kira. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Likewise. Tell us about this new design and why you feel Mississippi's century-old state flag needed to be replaced.
Well, I don't profess to be a flag expert, so you know, in terms of the new flag, I think it's a beautiful design, and I think that people will be most excited about removing the symbolism of the old flag. The old flag represented violence and terror, and a flag in and of its nature is supposed to symbolize the unity of the people who fall under it. And so we're excited to see that come down. I think that in this moment, we really have to lift up the voices who have been a part of the effort to remove this symbolism for quite some time. People who are no longer here with us, like Senator Henry Kirksey, and people like Aaron Henry. And it is in this moment that I really remember their effort and their legacies.
Well, and the magnolia flower, I mean, you can't get more Southern than that. I mean, what a beautiful flower. How did you come up with the design? Who was involved with that project?
Well, the process of selecting the designs went through the state. There was a commission that was established, and residents were able to enter submissions into for them to review. And through that submission process and the review of that, they centered on that particular design. And so now it will go to the residents to vote on in the upcoming election. And so I think that we need to embrace a collective process by which people understand the symbolism of the flag, and they embrace the new meaning and the new trajectory that we want to be on as a state.
Well, I'm always curious about the meanings of certain things, in particular flowers. So while we were chatting, I actually looked up the magnolia flower meaning, and it says it's attached with the symbols of perseverance, nobility, beauty, sweetness, dignity, and love of nature. So you know what? I think that's a pretty good symbol.
It seems appropriate to me. It doesn't take a long time to be in the state of Mississippi to see that we're very proud of our beautiful magnolia trees. We protect them, people embrace them, and you know, you've just educated me in this moment about the symbolism, the meaning behind the magnolia.
Well, let's talk about the decision to take down the flag for a moment. There was some criticism that the old flag, it was made by state lawmakers and instead by the people in a referendum vote. So in previous referendums, voters chose to keep the old flag, and polls suggest about half of the state would vote that way again. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that, you know, as I said just a moment ago, a flag represents the unity of the people who fall under it. And we know that that flag represented terror. It represented violence. It gives us, it reminds us of the song of Nina Simone, Strange Fruit, hanging from these Mississippi trees. And I think that as we talk about progress, as we try to take a progressive stance moving forward, then we have to move from being the new South to the new South. And the symbolism makes a great deal of difference. Now, we can't be stuck just on the symbolism of things. We have to move from the symbolism to the substantive changes that we have to see in this state. There has been some progress, but we have a great deal to go. And so I'm happy to see this measure take place at this time. And I think we're on the right side of history.
And I see on the flag it says, "In God We Trust." Why was that important to you to have that on the flag?
I think in the negotiation between the state legislature, looking at what words and what images were important to them, that was one of the things that was negotiated in exchange for the removal of the flag. That is some words that some of the legislators legislators wanted to see. And so that's why every design had to incorporate those words.
So, Mayor, there's been a wave of Black Democratic mayors elected in prominent southern cities like Jackson, and some firsts, like when you became the youngest mayor in Jackson's history. Tell me about the cultural shifts in your city and in others in the Deep South, and what that means to you.
I think people are moving to a place of no longer just merely accepting the status quo. They want some say over the agenda that dictates their lives. And so they want to see the progressive leadership which represents their agenda. And I'm happy to be a part of this moment. I have so many friends that have taken leadership of their cities. My good friend Randall Woodfin in Birmingham, Alabama. I have my friend all the way in Stockton, California, Michael Tubbs, Adrian Perkins, Frank Scott. And so we're seeing that there's a shift taking place. And so it's no longer acceptable to not put forth a plan of progressive leadership. Communities are becoming more informed, more engaged in their conditions, and they want leadership which reflects that. And so I'm happy to be just present and fulfill a role that I'm so honored to fulfill at this time.
Mayor Lumumba, it was so nice chatting with you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.